It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
Well, welcome to the show.
We got to talk about Pat Godwin behind the scenes a little bit, don't we?
What happened now?
What about
him and his kid and dropping him off at camp? And
that was sad.
Oh, for God's sake!
Now, see, I'm very excited because
here's what happened.
I'm a big fan of summer camps and overnight camps, day camps, whatever. And
Bible camp.
We did whatever kind of camp you're into is okay with me.
Sleepaway camp.
We did a benefit concert a couple Fridays ago, I guess it was, and raised some money to send some other kids to camp. But in the meantime, Pat's son is going to camp for the first time. I'm very proud of you, Pat. You dropped him off. I know I'll be dropping off one of my girls at camp coming up in just a couple of weeks.
Oh.
Looking forward to it. She's going to 2 different camps this summer and a bunch of day camps.
So as Pat's want to do, he asks a lot of people for their opinion about, such and such situation. What have you heard about this? What was your experience? Yada, yada, yada. Right. And everyone Pat was talking to was going, oh, yeah, my kid loved camp. Oh, yeah, my kid loved camp. Oh, yeah, because we like to assuage Pat's psyche, if you will. We don't like to have him worried any more than he appears in the wild, because he's going to be paranoid and awful for 24 hours a day anyway. So, but you said, after we all got him all calmed down.
I didn't realize this was going on.
He said, what did he say? He said, your kids, did they like camp?
I said, Sam hated it.
Sam, what? Pat goes, what?
He never liked overnight camp, but Willie has been a counselor at camp and loved it. Lucy loved it. Charlie even loved it. And so it's not for everybody, but it's...
Oscar's beyond mad at you for that.
Yeah,
sorry.
As Oscar said, I just had him talk down.
No one.
And here comes Tom.
Yeah.
Sam hated it.
He did. I mean, not everybody. It's not for everybody. It's like,
well, you could have kept that to yourself.
I didn't know that was a problem. He knows how much Willie loved it. Willie was a counselor at that camp.
Yeah.
Do they serve lobster and shrimp scampi at this camp?
Yeah.
He was asking about that, and I told him Friday night.
Pat, Jimmy's going to have the time of his life. Don't worry about it.
No, that kid's not going to eat a thing there.
No.
He's got a very...
He has a very refined palate.
Peanut butter and jelly, my ass.
Is this the bankruptcy Pat palate?
This is part of the whole camp experience. You're thrown with other people. You have different food.
You have to get used to not being around mommy and daddy.
Yeah, it's good for kids. Good for.
He's not going to enjoy himself.
No.
He's going to have a great time.
I don't know about that.
He was looking forward to it. I'm nerve-wracked.
Oh, if he was looking forward to it, then
then he'll have a great time.
Well, as my therapist said many times, let the imprinting begin.
Did you actually shed a tear when you dropped him off?
Absolutely, for about a half hour.
Oh, Patty. Such a proud dad. How cool.
He's going to be fine.
And they have a great system up there. It was comforting, but still nerve-wracking on the way home.
Anybody else going to keep an eye on the news next 2 or 3 days?
Have you seen the movie Meatballs?
I have.
Have you seen Friday the 13th?
Oh, boy.
And I've seen Carrie the Firestarter. Or whatever she did.
That's 2 different books, but that's okay.
I saw that. It was a double feature.
So all I know is there's a camp counselor who's going to wake up on his mattress in the middle of the lake. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Are you ready for the summer?
Yeah!
Am I the only one in this room who went to camp?
Woody to Wabbit.
I would go to church camp for 3 or 4 days every summer.
I went once in 5th grade.
For how long?
A week. It was a sleepaway camp.
Did you enjoy it?
Hated it.
I didn't care for it. It was too regimented. It was too scheduled. There wasn't enough.
Let me rephrase
hey, just go play in the woods.
You are a free spirit, right?
I want to be when I'm out. You know, it's like, hey, I'm going to go canoeing. Like, no. First, we have to go do the rope
I
course.
read books from 8 to 10. I read all morning.
I mean, it was okay. The first couple of days were a little off for me because I'd never been away from home. I think that was the biggest thing.
Ace, did you go to camp?
I did. Bible camp or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
No kidding.
Must have had quite the impression.
I went to Camp Rancho Formasa.
Ah, the cheese ranch.
Oh, yeah, cheese with ranch. That's good.
Today's breed.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so hot and humid, it smelled like cheese. Exactly.
You know what this ranch needs? More cheese.
Was that a fat camp?
Rancho Formasa. No.
Because you were...
It was a CYO camp.
You were a fat kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gigantic.
I went to a fat camp one summer. It was camp, put it a fork down. And Chick, nothing?
No.
So wait a minute.
Nodding my head knowingly.
It was an Italian camp? I'll put it a fork down.
Put it a fork down.
Not an Indian name.
Native American name.
I went to Camp of Hard Knocks, okay? That's
Oh, boy,
Yeah, right.
sure.
Yeah, I found my way in the summer.
You did.
I went to put a tent in the backyard.
I used to love doing that.
You didn't go to camp?
No. God, Irish people aren't camp people.
Really?
Our life is a camp.
Did you know that Pat's Irish? Did you have any? And he's from Philly. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've
We're roughing it enough already.
Okay, all right.
What's the first two words on this page?
Blind skater.
That's right. And that's why I said earlier, we'll have a blind skater world record. A skateboarder.
Well, had you read the actual article?
Is that a way to trap me? Is that what you're trying to do?
Do they call
I know
skaters?
your term, your idea of show prep. Just read the headline. Maybe
worked for me so far.
Peruse the article, and you'll.
Do they call skateboarders skaters?
Sure.
Skater boy. Isn't that Skater Boy?
that's
Yeah.
Skater Boy,
Yeah.
Skater Boy.
Remember the famous movie Skater Dater?
Nope.
Skater dater?
Skater
Yeah.
dater?
No.
I don't think that's a thing.
That's not. a
First off,
thing.
it may be a thing, but it's not famous. That's
No.
for sure.
Yeah, I actually think Dennis Miller may have referenced it early on in his career.
Skater
No
dater.
doubt.
It was
It's one word. It
It's a
came out in
short?
1965.
It was a short. Yeah.
Oh,
17
my.
minutes?
Yeah, it's a short.
How do you know that?
Oh,
This
my
had to have
God.
been, but this had to have been one of the first skateboarding movies ever.
I guarantee you don't know Christy's name of her kids, but you know about Skater Dater in 1965.
Wow.
Jeez,
Certain things stick.
It was an Oscar nominee.
Oh my gosh.
Won the Palme d'Or for the short film.
Now, I'm sorry. The point is, this guy is blind, but he's a skateboarder.
A blind skateboarder in Japan has broken 2 skateboarding world records, according to Guinness. Mr. Ryusuke Ouchi. Okay. First earned the record title for the most skateboard ollies in 1 minute blindfolded, total of 33. I don't know what an ollie is.
Alley-oop, boop,
It's where you
boop, boop.
let's see how do I describe it. You take your one foot and put it in back of the wheels, and you kind of jump. You up off.
Oh, okay, yes. You've definitely seen that
You've
move,
seen
Chick.
it. It's a move of skateboarders do.
Perfectly explained. And he also tackled the record for the most consecutive skateboard ollies blindfolded with 142.
Ollie?
However, he does suffer from retinitis pigmentosa and has lost 95% of his vision.
So blindfolding is kind of just
Redundant?
yeah.
Guinness said, well,
Why are we doing this?
Well, look, I think this is a story of adversity. He's
Well, yeah,
overcoming
but
it.
He puts the blindfold. There's a separate category of records while blindfolded.
Okay.
Even though he's blind, this is why this is kind of funny. You think, hey, look,
You can still see 5%.
yeah, Ray Charles never went on a game show where you had, okay, we're going to blindfold you now, Ray. Already there. Redundant. Not necessary. Have you seen the video?
no.
Isn't there a massive conspiracy theory out there? There's a group of people that genuinely believe Stevie Wonder was faking it the whole time.
Yeah, there's something about him driving or something.
Right. Like there's apparently they have.
So wait a minute. So this is the first time you're realizing that there are idiots who believe everything they read in the internet? That's half of this country.
Like they have some very compelling evidence that he could actually see.
This is really cool, though, this guy doing the ollies and the skateboard. I feel kind of bad for the dog. It looks like he chokes a couple times.
The dog.
That nugget.
there we go. So now we're making fun of him.
That Jim.
A lot of jokes.
He's not wearing a helmet. I'm surprised the Guinness people accepted the record.
He's not?
Dear radio heroes, especially Pat, I sent my son to camp once. The counselors lost him in the woods for a day.
Oh man.
Oh, no.
Never again.
Oh, no. Jimmy likes to wander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, he's going to wander. Oh, he's going to get all his wandering in.
Dear Bob and Tom Show, one time at camp, we were in a canoe. One of the kids thought it'd be funny to intentionally tip it over.
That's Jimmy.
We were soaking wet, shoes and everything. We had to swim back to shore. Wow. There you go.
There you go.
That's no big deal.
Camp hijinks.
They taught us how to. They you have lessons where you would deliberately tip canoes over and how to get your stuff and how to get the canoe back over, how to get in it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Teach you to sail. It's fun.
Sail?
Yep. They're sailing at this camp.
Wow.
Water skiing, yeah.
Water skiing.
Oh, my God.
Mini bikes.
See, the camp is supposed to be fun. What did you expect?
I don't know. We had a canoe and a retention pond.
We had a canoe and horses. That was it.
A lot of mosquitoes.
Yes. We had a canoe and horses and a pool.
A retention pond. This is part of the sewage treatment canoe camp.
Trust me, we didn't fall in.
Learn to breathe through your mouth.
Did they also take you to teach you to shop for linen shirts and things like that?
Yeah.
And topsiders and
Sperry's.
Sperry's.
What was the first music you purchased? Let me put it that way. Was it on cassette or was it a 45 or a vinyl? Or
45. It was "I Love a Rainy Night" by Eddie Rabbit.
Excellent choice.
I was lucky enough to meet Mr. Rabbit.
Me too. Love it.
What a nice guy.
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell him. I don't know if he knows this.
Love a rainy night.
Tell
Eddie's daughter, you mean?
Eddie's daughter.
She's a big fan.
She's
Jessica?
a big fan of this show.
Not
No,
Jessica.
her nickname really is Bunny.
Bunny.
Oh.
Yeah, they call her
She's
Bunny.
very sweet. So yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah, love that song. And the I had Elvis, but that was because it was my mom's. So like the first record player I had was my mom's. Mm-hmm. So it was all, you could swap out the 45s and the albums and everything. And so I was at the mercy of whatever was in the box.
Oh,
but that Eddie Rabbit was the first one I bought.
Now, I know a lot about Chick McGee, but I don't know the answer to the question I'm about to ask. Chick, I know that you had 45s in your home stereo. Did you have the, I don't even know what you call it, the middle of a 45 were those plastic discs that have a name that I always forget?
There is a name for them, but I can't remember.
Yeah, and Bob has a cool T-shirt that just has one of those on it. But there was also a stackable...
Like a tube. Looked like a toilet paper roll.
Yeah, exactly, that you could stack 45s on.
I didn't have one of those.
Okay.
No, I had a little box I put them in. A little suitcase.
But I mean,
sure.
No,
but
but
I'm
when
saying
you played it,
you played them. You could stack them on the record player.
Right. And the arm would move.
They would drop down. And then, of
Can
course,
I tell you something that's not good? Don't use those as a hamster ride.
Oh, okay.
Just a little point, just to throw it out there. I tried that, and then
and you
later on I was digging a hole in the
with the
backyard.
stereo that my parents had. You could drop the needle and you could hear the vinyl digging away because the tone on it was so heavy.
I bet your parents had one of those big console, like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, my grandparents did.
We had one.
And
It
I climbed around the back of it, and I took alligator clips and would clip onto the speakers so I could tape stuff onto cassettes.
Oh, you could do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you could just, instead of going the proper way through the amp, whatever,
right.
clip onto the speakers. Who knows?
You get a line?
Somehow.
They didn't have a
know that.
console stereo then.
Yeah. Now, we're speaking, by the way, with comedian Reno Collier, who joins us from his home. And Reno,
yes, sir.
What type of records did you listen to when you were a kid?
I listened to Southern rock. It was a lot of Elvis. Dude, you guys saw Elvis, right?
No, not yet.
I did.
I was busy this week and I went to Disney World, but Christy's seen it. She liked it.
If I can tell somebody, if you're going to see it, don't see it in Tennessee. Because a dude sitting beside me was dressed as Elvis.
Oh, wow.
Like not completely, not like the shiny stuff, but like he was older. He had the chops and when we're watching it, he was talking like Elvis. Like during her and when Elvis met Priscilla, my son looked over at me and he goes, "Hey man, I guess I didn't have Amber Alerts back then, right?" and the guy leans over and he goes, "That's the way we used to do it, man." Like during the freaking movie.
Now, in defense of Elvis and Priscilla, because I was upset about that too, they dated for 7 years before they got married. So she was 21 when they actually got married, and she insists that they did not have sexual relations until she was married.
Does she?
Well, vaginally.
Yeah. You know what he means.
Yeah, somehow she thought that was better.
Right?
And I will say, Reno, when I went to see it
Isn't that right, Tom?
There were quite a few women with Elvis T-shirts on in the theater.
People were fired up, weren't they?
I want to see it. I'm a fan.
I like to think that somewhere Elvis is watching that movie.
Well, you're thinking wrong.
He might have been sitting beside me.
Awful dark in that casket.
When people throw the panties now, they're a different size and look, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, there depends.
Christy with the depends line.
That pair of underwear went through the screen.
Did Elvis have the panty thing like Tom Jones?
Yeah. In the movie.
And Tom Jones, he still has the room key thing, right? The women.
Hilarious.
That's what he says.
Now, what do they do in today's world? Most hotels don't have keys anymore.
Wow. They hold up their phones and go, "Hey, room 217."
They rub the phone up against
Chinese throwing star, the little.
Now, Christy had a story. I don't have it in front of me, but apparently Dolly Parton, and I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan. Don't get me wrong. She was in here. If people ask me who's the nicest famous person you've ever met, the answer would be Dolly Parton. I'm not kidding.
And those cans, huh?
No, stop it.
The point is,
Hammers.
You can lease her former tour bus. Is that what it is?
Yeah, at Dollywood Dreammore Resort and Spa in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, they are now taking reservations for Dolly's 45-foot bus, the one she used from 2008 until earlier this year. The bedroom, decorated in pink and purple, has a TV. There's a full-size refrigerator. She tore out the 6 bunk beds for her closet and wigs, but she does have 2 separate toilets and a bathtub. It'll cost you, though, $10,000 for 2 nights. Oh. Money goes to charity.
I mean, you've probably been on, I would imagine, back in the day, because you toured a lot with the blue collar guys. And I know.
Tons of.
Did you spend a lot of time on those elaborate tour buses with the.
Yeah, like 10 years, man. Yeah, like in the beginning, I wasn't paying for any of it, but like cable guy leased one, and that had all kinds of bunk beds. Then it got into like really cool one. The first thing you ask a bus driver is, does this thing have a grinder? They're always going to say no.
Oh.
But
yeah.
Like, so you can poop on the bus? Because if not, I mean, you're just riding and riding and riding. So just a little tidbit, when you get on, ask if there's a grinder. Because if you don't, you know. I remember one time I had to go poo-poo on one of those little jets that only holds 3 people. And that doesn't go away. And people don't forget what you did to them.
Wow.
Whenever
That's TMI. Could we?
No kidding. I mean,
no, this is important to know.
Well, dream about the beauty of someday being able to fly in a private jet, and now it's been ruined.
I'm just saying, if you paid $10,000, that thing better have a grinder.
No kidding. Yeah.
Well, certainly good to know.
She probably, I don't know if people know this, but in Tennessee, like, she donates more money and pays for more kids to go to school in East Tennessee than the government. I mean, she just
part of the
scholarships.
Yeah, she's incredible.
She's the greatest. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm not. Now, I wanted to. I missed part of the show Friday, Reno, because I had to head down to Orlando to go to Disney World. You been to Disney World recently?
Oh, yeah. You're not a fan?
I love Disney World, but it was really hot.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I forgot to tell you, while you were at the airport, I received, within 15 minutes of you walking into that building, someone sent me a picture and said, I think Tom's at the airport. I recognize the hat and fishing shirt.
My God, it was you.
It was you.
It's not a fishing shirt. It's just a nice practical.
It's kind of a fishing shirt.
It looks like one, yeah.
All cotton breathing.
Anyway, this is what you missed.
I missed the story about the Queen.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth II was sporting a new hairstyle right now for summer. According to CNN, she first debuted the shorter hairdo at an engagement with the Archbishop of Canterbury earlier in the week. It can be seen more
I'm sure he's a fashionista. Well, it was the clergy or...
In images that the royals posted to their official Instagram page, the photo shows the British monarch sporting the new hairdo as she greets Margaret Beasley, the governor of New South Wales at Windsor Castle.
It looks like she's a dog sticking her head out of a sunroof and just blowing.
I mean, it's a classic old lady haircut.
Yeah, it's shorter.
Of course it is. She's 120.
She's 96.
The thing that bugs me about this is, I mean, you know, God bless the Queen, but could someone do something about that Boris Johnson guy's hair? What's his deal? Have you ever noticed this guy?
He parties, man.
The Prime Minister of England.
I just saw a video of him, but I need to.
He always looks like someone's taking his blonde hair and, you know.
He always does look mussed up.
It's always
Dumb and
mussed
Dumber
up.
hair.
That's obviously his look.
You're right. It's Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah.
Pat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because he's hot and ready to party.
You do just want to muss it like a little boy's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he
Good boy.
He may have some free time coming up if you've been
good Prime Minister.
Yeah, no joke.
We were also talking about Stevie Wonder being blind or not.
Right.
Let's see. Dear Bob and Tom, you look it up. Stevie Wonder can see. These people are called Stevie Wonder truthers.
Okay.
This is absolutely a fact.
Yeah.
Dear Bob and Tom, if you YouTube Shaq on the NBA Countdown, he tells the story of when he lived in the same building as Stevie. And Shaq said he was coming to the studio one day, and Stevie drove by him in the underground parking garage and shouted out the window, "Hey, Diesel," and drove right by me. That's what Shaq said.
So not only is he driving, he recognized, well, I guess you could recognize Shaq if you were half blind.
Sure.
But, man.
Why do people waste their time with these conspiracy theories?
What do you mean? And then evidently there's some sort of video online, and I've watched it, and I don't see it, but Stevie knowing where a microphone is before it reaches his mouth, or he can grab it with his hand.
I mean, he's been blind for decades. Of course he knows that. Yeah.
It's
might be by the piano.
I believe it's labeled. I believe it's labeled proof positive. Stevie can see. Or something.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect.
All right. Well,
you have to have a conspiracy
Well, he could
theory.
just go one of these days, come out on stage and go, ta-da!
Gotcha.
If you're going to be a conspiracy moron, at least pick a conspiracy that has meaning. It would be utterly meaningless if Stevie Wonder had been faking all these years. This is like an Andy Kaufman stunt.
I'm sure he's gotten special treatment because of it.
Sure.
It's not fair.
Oh, poor Stevie. He's a prodigy.
Stevie Wonder is a genius.
He is a genius.
And he is
a genius, and
sadly
he's blind.
And
Yes.
Why, if you believe this, go to a psychiatrist or jump off a building now. You are an utterly worthless human being.
So you're doubting the word of Shaq, huh?
Yeah.
That's what Shaq said. Hey, Diesel.
What does Shaq get out of lying about this?
Yeah. Why would he lie?
Yeah, it just makes him look like a fool.
Because he's talking to morons and he wants to. Yeah, I saw Steve. Yeah, you're right, buddy. Stevie can see. I saw him. He was driving a car and he said, "Hey, Diesel." Shaq he's humoring idiots. You think he wants to get into conversation with this guy? Oh, wait a second. What other conspiracies do you have? I know. Lee Harvey Oswald was actually a woman, right? I've read the book.
Well, that is very compelling story
course,
there. Let's see what happened.
Yes.
Leona Oswald.
That's right. Yeah,
Jennifer Lee Harvey Oswald.
He just.
Yes, Lee's kids are not part of the Tripartite Commission. You didn't know that?
Lee's kids.
They're out there.
The former owner of a New Mexico spa offering the so-called vampire facial is facing up to 7.5 years in prison. Maria Ramos de Ruiz ran VIP spa where at least 2 patients who received the treatment were then diagnosed with HIV.
Now, wait, I thought it was your own blood.
Vampire facials involve drawing a patient's blood before components of the blood are injected into the patient's face using microneedles. You are correct. However, Ruiz must have been doing something different. She pleaded guilty to 5 counts of practicing medicine without a license.
You go to jail.
Yeah.
I would imagine that could be, I don't know anything. Presumably there could be problems with the needles, but just vampire facial sounds so disgusting. Sounds like Bela Lugosi. There you go, bitch. Take that.
Boy, he likes the B word.
Look at me.
Throwing the B word around.
B word this, B word that.
Well, when she gets out of prison, she can go into a normal spa thing, something everyone else does, like anal bleaching.
Oh.
They call that the mummy anal.
So this said she didn't have a license to do the vampire facial.
That's nice.
What school? Where do you go to school? I haven't seen that ad on late night TV.
Transylvania University over there in Lexington.
God,
That didn't get a laugh. I can't believe that didn't get a laugh.
$70,000 a year job goes unfilled, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
This is
Anal
as you
bleachers?
said, 7.5 years.
Didn't get a laugh either.
7.5 years in prison.
I know somebody that had one of these.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it work?
I mean, I don't know what you mean by work.
I mean, when they came out.
They looked exactly the same to me, but...
Any ruddier,
No. I mean, during the procedure, it was awful, but
Don't you wish you'd been the judge when it came time for the sentencing? You said she got 7.5 years?
Yeah.
The judge goes, I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3.
Oh, like the Count on Sesame Street.
Does the Count gag on Sesame Street. Of course, 7.5 years in vampire years is like 2 days because you're immortal.
That's true.
Yeah.
It will fly by.
I think it's important that you're having fun.
Don't drop the soap. Butt rape. If you guys had laughed harder, I wouldn't have had to say that.
What's coming up, Christy? Anything at all?
I want to press charges. I had a vampire facial. Look at me.
I'm covered.
I can't look at myself because I'm a vampire.
In the mirror, it just looks like it's raining.
I took my iPhone and I took it in reverse to do a selfie. There's nothing there either.
What do I do?
How can I appear in these movies? I can't even see.
You want to go get breakfast, Chick?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Tom and I could do this for 4 hours.
All right, you go.
Okay.
Should we just start? Let's just start a vampire podcast.
Vampire facial is the only way.
Yes?
Nicolas Cage, can finish. When we come back, we'll do something else.
All right.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker. If you just like that video, then do your part. Like and subscribe. You have to. It's state law.